Hello everybody, and we're moving on to the next one. And as I promised on the last section, that today we're going to be talking about the session plan or lesson plan based on 1 hour session in the water. Okay, not much of a difference, but however, there are still some things that I would like to discuss with you guys. As always, we always start with the warm-up. But as you can see here, the warm-up, it says 50-50, and the warm-up lasts for 10 minutes. What those 50-50 means, it means that I would recommend you don't have to do it. It's not a must-do rule, but I would recommend you to do 5 minutes on the land, outside the pool, and 5 minutes in the pool. Depends on your skills. If you decide to do a 1 hour session and your skills are 0 and you cannot do anything in the pool, it would make sense to do the warm-up on the land for 10 minutes. If you have some skills, it's exactly the same as in the previous section where we talked about for the 30-minute session plan. Remember I said, if you have gained some skills already in the pool, you can use them as a warm-up. So let's say you want to do 5 minutes on the land, do the exercises on the land, and then 5 minutes in the water using the skills that you have already gained. Use them, not a problem at all. I haven't written down the warm-up in the water because, again, I don't know your skills. I don't know what you can do. As long as I explain to you that based on your skills, what you have gained in the pool, you can use this as a warm-up. When you get in the pool, you will see for yourselves what you can do. Run in the water, jump in the water, do whatever, kick legs, use arms, use it as a warm-up, not a problem. It was meant to be 5 exercises here. I didn't write them all down because it's just a waste of space and waste of my time and yours, because I'm going to be talking the same thing again and again. So the first exercise for dry warm-up on the side on the land will be 30-80. Have a look what it is, what the exercise this is. Slightly different here. Why I made it different? For no reason. I just decided that this session plan, we will be doing exercise. You see duration, 30-80. You will be doing it for 10 seconds straight. Yeah. How many sets? 4. So what you have to do, you have to do this exercise for 10 seconds 4 times. However, you're not doing it straight. After you've done 10 seconds of the workout, of this particular exercise, you've done it for 10 seconds, you have 5 seconds rest. All right? You've done it for 10 seconds, 5 seconds rest, and you have to repeat this cycle 4 times. Okay? 10 seconds of workout, 5 seconds rest. 10 seconds of workout, 5 seconds rest, and then 4 times like that. Once you've done your first exercise, you've completed it 4 times, you move on to the second one, and you do exactly the same. Yeah, number 30-46, what it is, have a look. Working out for 10 seconds, 5 seconds rest, and 4 times. And then based on the session plan that you will see on the additional material section, you move on to the next one, and next one until you complete it. It doesn't have to be, guys, like I said, warm-up doesn't have to be 10 minutes. It could be 5 minutes. It could be just a warm-up on the land. You don't have to do the warm-up in the pool. Yeah? You don't have to do the warm-up on the land. You can do the warm-up in a pool. Okay? Again, it's all based on your skills, your swimmer skills, the environment. It depends on everything. So see for yourself, but never skip the warm-up. Okay? Make sure you get this done all the time. This is just an example how I would do it based on my facilities that I have, based on my groups. And it's 1 hour. Okay, so again, guys, feel free to experiment. Feel free to experiment. There's no certain rules. You must do this. Well, there are, but they're not strict rules. Okay, so don't be afraid to experiment. I always do. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But that's how we learn. That's how we get better. Okay. In the water, it says here, any skills achieved during swimming lessons can be used as a warm-up. This is what I have already said. So during your swimming practice, after a certain period of time, you've gained some lessons or you've gained some skills, use them on the next sessions as a warm-up. Perfect, fantastic. The main set now, guys, slightly different to the previous section where we talked about 30 minutes. In here, the main set, it says progressions here, 3 progressions. What it means, I'll talk you through. We've talked about it in the previous lectures. And the main set will last here for 30 minutes. It's quite a lot, okay? So before you decide to do an hour session, be prepared that you will have to do a lot of training, okay? So I would always recommend you to start from 30 minutes first. But if you know that you can cope with 30 minutes, you can withstand 30 minutes, and you can work hard without dying, without getting too tired, go ahead, give it a go. Who says no? So what the progressions means, as you can see, there are 3 exercises, all right? And they all related one to another. Okay, I think number 5 is butterfly. I think it is. Okay, so it's just an example. Okay, you got to this level, you achieved all the previous goals, and what you do, exercise 5-7, you do it for 10 minutes. All right, you do it for 10 minutes. Duration 10 minutes. Set as many as possible. Remember, I told you about as many as you can fit in 10 minutes. All right, it doesn't have to be continuous for 10 minutes. Yeah, and it's obviously with rest, but how much rest you need based on swimmer's response or on your own response, how you feel about this exercise. You might be able to do it continuously for 10 seconds and then you get exhausted, so you need rest. But once you took a rest, you carry on until 10 minutes are over and you're ready to move on. Progression means that you're gonna progress from one exercise to another. As you can see, they are from same group and they're related. So you go step by step, okay? Once you've practiced this one for 10 minutes, go ahead and jump onto the next one, 5-8. Exactly the same. 10 minutes, as many as possible. Rest based on swimmer's response or on your own response, how you feel about this particular exercise, okay? And then jump on the 3rd one, all right? Again, 10 minutes, as many as possible. How many sets? As many as possible, as many attempts, I would say, not necessarily sets, attempts. As many as possible with rest based on how you feel or how your swimmers feel. Once again, guys, I've put 3 progressions here, so 3 exercises. I broke down 30 minutes into 3 10 minutes, all right? It doesn't have to be that way. It could be 2, but my suggestion to you, again, it's not a must-do rule, it's just my suggestion based on my experience. Try not to do any more than 3 progressions within 30 minutes, okay? Like I said, we need time to achieve certain elements. We need to build up a muscle memory, okay? And if you're changing exercises every 3-4 minutes, you're not going to learn anything. And at the same time, like I said, if you do have your progressions, okay, like I see, make sure they're related one to another, all right? So please don't go that way. Exercise 5-7, it's all related to butterfly, as you can see, one lesson after another, okay? Well, people make mistake. They do one lesson of butterfly, okay, or one set of butterfly. The next progression would be breaststroke, okay? And the 3rd progression would be backstroke. Don't, okay? Please don't. If you're focusing on butterfly today, focus on butterfly, all right? Focus on one thing, but progressing. Focusing on one element for 30 minutes would be a bit too much. It would be a bit too much. I'm not saying it cannot be done. It can. It can. Sometimes people do work on one particular element for 30 minutes. Can be done. I'm not saying you can't. Again, give it a go. Try. See how you feel, how your swimmers feel, how they respond. Maybe you say, you know what, Tim, my swimmers want to work on that particular element for 30 minutes. Oh, fantastic. Perfect. Who says you can't do it? You can. But in terms of progressions, try not to do any more than 3 within 30 minutes. All right. As an example, let's say, I work with professional swimmers. And for us to learn some elements like catch or pull, this kind of stuff, sometimes it takes 6 months to achieve one element. Yeah, sometimes it's incredibly hard. Some swimmers might achieve it in one lesson. Some swimmers might need 6 months. Like, yeah, sometimes it's terrible. It's terrible. That's why I lost all my hair, because of that. Okay, so once you've done the main set and you worked hard, okay guys, remember, as I spoke in the previous section, based on swimmer's response, this is why we need our sessions plans. This is why we need to record everything, okay? At the beginning, you might not know how much rest your swimmers require at this particular lesson, at this particular skill to achieve. If you write it down, you'll be able to go back and have a look. And then when you plan your next sessions, when you will come across with these exercises again, you will know, my group or myself, if you learn for yourself, I know I need 20 seconds rest while I'm practicing this. Okay, so it always helps. All right, so remember, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Don't think that you will remember everything. Impossible. I was that kind of teacher. I remember everything. I don't need that. After a week, you will forget what you have been doing on a previous week. Trust me. It's not going to work. Yes, it does. Planning does take time, but once you started it, you get used to it. Sometimes at the beginning, it will take some time to fill it out. Once you start doing it, it gets quicker and quicker and quicker. And then the planning might take 5 minutes. Okay, but it's there and you can always go back and have a look what you've done right, what you've done wrong, and this kind of stuff. And then you learn and you become better as a swimmer or as a teacher or as a coach. All right. Done with this one. All right, I hope it's clear enough. Contrasting activity will be 15 minutes based on 1 hour session. 15 minutes contrasting activity. Remember, as I said, contrasting activity could be absolutely anything. Absolutely anything. It doesn't have to be progressed like here. All right, it don't have to be progressions related to one stroke. No, it doesn't have to be. As you can see, I've got three totally different. I've got one. I think this is front crawl 310. Okay, so you might want to practice something that you have already achieved. Why not? Cool, no problem. Then we've got starts. No, that's turns and that's starts. They're not related to each other and they're absolutely from different groups. And I've put here 5 minutes on each one. As you can see, again, as many attempts, as many sets as you could fit in 5 minutes. Rest, have discussed that already. Based on how you feel or how your swimmers feel or respond to this particular exercise, talking to them, evaluating, listening, taking into consideration, and then you will see. All right. Dives and turns, exactly the same. Spend 5 minutes on dives. I think that's dives, yeah. No, this is turns, 7-5, turns, my bad. Spend 5 minutes on turns, okay, as many as possible. Rest, same thing. And then on dives, exactly the same. All right, as many as you can fit in 5 minutes. Contrasting activity, again, doesn't have to be 3 different ones. It could be one activity for 15 minutes. For example, if you have a big group, and you only have one lane, for example, in a big pool, you have one lane and you want to practice dives, okay, 5 minutes might not be enough for everyone to have at least one go. So you might consider just doing contrasting activity for 15 minutes, just dives. Not a problem, okay, can be done. Again, play with it. See for yourself. Again, this is just an example. I just show you that contrasting activity could be mixed up. Yeah, one with another. So there's no, and again, it should be contrasting activity. It should be the opportunity to relax mentally, maybe physically, more mentally from the main set where you actually focus on skills and you want to work and you want to achieve. In here, it's all about kind of having fun, you know, and practice something, and don't put too much effort into it. Don't put too much pressure on it. Well, our session should be pressure-free anyways. No need to have any pressure when you learn anything. Okay. Again, contrasting activity could be absolutely anything you want. Anything you want. Yeah. And we've covered that. And the last one, guys, will be cool down and evaluation. Again, same thing as I suggested you last time. Try to fit it. It's to save yourself some time. All right. Cool down doesn't have to be a swim down. You don't have to swim to cool down. You might just simply stand in the water as a swimmer. stand in the water and listen to your teacher. If you're a teacher, ask your swimmers to get closer to the wall. Pay a bit attention. So 5 minutes. Why 5 minutes? Because the session was longer. Obviously it's an hour. When we did half an hour session, the cool down was 2 minutes, and the evaluation here 5 minutes. Obviously it makes sense because the session was longer, the rest time should be a little longer. So 3 minutes longer than on a 30-minute session. Don't forget that you need to ask questions. Make sure you ask your swimmers how they feel about the session. How do they think, what went right, what didn't go so right, what didn't go well, what would they like to try or achieve, anything, okay? It's not just you who talks, it's the swimmers as well. So it's like a ping pong, okay? You talking, communicating, getting feedback and this kind of stuff. So please make sure you give your swimmers an opportunity to say their opinion and evaluate the session as well, okay? I really hope, guys, this is it. Again, if you have any questions, please do get in touch with us by visiting our website or Facebook page, Facebook group. We're always there. We're always happy to help. That's it. Have a good day. I'll see you all very soon. Have a good one.